What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. I watched an interview a few days ago. It might have been a week ago, actually. Joe Gallagher getting interviewed by Boxing Social. Very good interview. It's about an hour long, but it does go by that quick. He raises some good points. He got on to talk about Callum Smith. Obviously, there's this issue right now of Callum Smith possibly leaving Matchroom. I didn't even know that Callum Smith was on a fight-by-fight contract with Matchroom, which is, I guess, good and bad, right? I mean, it's good for Matchroom. They can drop you just like that. And it's good for the fighter in a sense that they can always negotiate their purse for the next fight, right? So, I mean, if you win, the next one's going to be good. If you lose, you're fucked, really. But he was talking about Callum Smith. And he spoke about the fact that Callum Smith is the #1 ranked super middleweight in the world. He's unbeaten. He's a world champion, this and that. And as such, he should be paid. That's kind of what he was getting at. He didn't actually say it like that in a sentence, but that's kind of the context of the interview. That Callum Smith is this good, he should be getting paid this much. I wanted to shake my fucking laptop as he was talking. I would have tweeted Joe Gallagher, but I'm blocked. Being good isn't enough, right? Being a very, very elite boxer isn't enough. It's enough to get you world titles. It's enough to get you recognition. It's enough to get you Fighter of the Year, and you might even eventually get into the Hall of Fame. But in terms of the box that he's talking about, the box that a lot of boxers are talking about, the money box, in terms of ticking that box, being a good boxer just simply won't cut it. Unfortunately, that is the world we live in today. That wasn't always the case. If you go back, I don't know, 10, 15 years, the pound for pound #1 and 2, 10, 15 years ago, were also the guys getting paid the most money, right? Those guys were Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They were pound for pound #1 and 2, back and forth for it must have been about 10 years. Coincidentally, they were also the highest paid boxers in the world. Now, there are reasons behind that. Pacquiao had a whole country behind him, which does help, right? And Floyd almost changed over from being Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Floyd, right? He had that fight against Oscar De La Hoya and went that way. But I guess for a young boxer coming up, you're looking at Floyd and Manny Pacquiao, and from a very basic standpoint, you're looking at it thinking, these are the best, they're getting paid the most. If I become the best, I will get paid the most. It simply don't work like that, all right? I mean, you look at the pound for pound guys right now, and that's clearly obvious. I mean, the pound for pound #1 and 2 for the last couple of years has been Loma and Terence Crawford, right? They simply aren't the pound for pound #1 and 2 when it comes to money earned. I would be shocked. I don't know what Loma earned for Luke Campbell, but I'd be shocked if Loma and Terence in earnings of the last 2 years are even in the top 10, even in the top 15. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked. Boxing has changed quite a lot. And I think it's more evident now with this KSI Logan Paul situation, right? If boxers needed any more evidence that it's not about your talent, but it's how many bums you can put on seats, just in case they didn't know this, which they bloody should have, how many bums you can put on seats, how many people will buy your pay-per-views, it's KSI and Logan Paul. Right? Before it was a gimmick, you know, you kind of it's a gimmick. Now it's real. They are now going to be on a real boxing card with world champions below them, highly rated prospects below them, and they are going to earn more than 99.99% of any boxers fighting today. That's fact, right? I mean, there's probably only 5 or 6 boxers fighting right now that will earn more than KSI and Logan Paul. I'm hearing some stupid numbers, and I think it will be stupid numbers that they get paid in the end. Some boxers and managers have taken to social media to vent their anger at the prospect of KSI and Logan Paul newly coming into their sport and making more money than them. Boxers and boxing people don't live in the real world. This happens everywhere in the real world. Why boxers and boxing people don't think it could happen in boxing is beyond me. I mean, the best actor in the world isn't the highest paid actor in the world. Fact, right? It's not. The best singer in the world isn't the highest paid singer in the world. I mean, the best actor in the world might get an Oscar, might get an Emmy, might get a Golden Globe. Doesn't mean they're going to get paid the highest. And that's the same thing with boxers. You might win a world title, you might get fired up. Doesn't mean you're going to get paid. Unless you can put bums on seats, then unfortunately you ain't getting paid no matter how good you are, right? You'll get there, but you'll hit a ceiling very quickly. And I think that's what is going on with Callum Smith right now. Callum Smith is hit a ceiling. And look, I say all that, but it's unfortunate, right? Because I guess most other top sports, and I still class boxing as a top sport, maybe I'm naive to do so, but if you reach the pinnacle, and winning a world title in boxing is reaching the pinnacle. If you reach a pinnacle in any other sport, football, basketball, American football, tennis, whatever, you're going to become a millionaire. There's no two ways about it. Boxing, I mean, there are guys out there, I know for a fact, that are world champions that are earning 5 figures. 5 figures. So I'm talking they've not even reached £100,000. 5 figures for a world fucking champion, the pinnacle of your sport. And I guess that's the situation Callum Smith's in right now, right? We're talking about a guy that's at the pinnacle of his sport, but the facts are simple. This guy doesn't generate interest. He doesn't put bums on seats, and not many people want to pay to watch him. I mean, they need to wake up and smell the coffee. Is that what they say? Is that the phrase? Is it wake up and smell it is wake up and smell the coffee, right? And so does his manager, Joe Gallagher. Because if they think just saying to Eddie Hearn that, oh, he's a world champion, he's the best 168-pounder, Ring recognize him as the number one, that's not enough. That's not enough at all. You need to fucking grow your popularity, friend. Big time. And again, you got to look at KSI and Logan Paul. Unfortunately, we've got to look to 2 YouTubers to say, this is how it's done. Grow some interest. People want to pay to see you, you'll get that. They don't want to pay to see you, then I guess you're just going to put that nice little shiny metal belt on your wall and say, I was a world champion once. Didn't earn much money, but I was a world champion. Peace.